brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile.
Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
In my pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. So I hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money, money.
Hold out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me, no, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up? What up? It is Alex, the Fantasy Football Hustler, back at you. And oh yeah, we got an episode of Elevated Sports Talk. It is Labor Day edition. Labor Day edition. I'm sharing this to a bunch of the Facebook groups right now, just to piss some people off. And yeah, make sure we get some people coming in here. Oh man, I just saw some more. I just saw a rumor mill. It said Trent Williams said he's not playing around. He is ready to miss multiple games if he does not get paid. Getting Brandon Ayuk to sign back. I mean, that's awesome. They really, really needed that. Brock really needed that. But I'll tell you one thing that Brock really needs is his left tackle. That's probably the most important position. Well, that is the most important position to protecting the quarterbacks. And so, yeah, he's gonna need it. Let's see who's up in here. Hassan, what up, bro? Emil, what up? Astros on top. What's going on? Crispy says, bah humbug. Is it because we're getting closer to Christmas? You love Christmas when it comes to the football season starting. And it said, hey, do real football games start this week or next week? This week. 3 days away. We got Thursday night football. Yes, sir. This Thursday. Nerd alert. What up? Peace out. What up, guys? As always, much love from the Northeast. Let's go. Peacock in the house. Hey, Antonio in the house. What up? Toyota One in the house. What up? So enjoying the day off. There's a Thursday and Friday night game this week. We got 2 weekday games this week, and no Monday Night Football. 2 weekday games. And not a game this week, not a game today. We got the first Monday Night Football game next week. And this was just a rumor mill. I don't even know where it came. It was a random Twitter post that I saw from some random beat reporter. So who knows if it's even bullshit or not. But I mean, we're literally a week away from San Francisco versus the Jets. And the Jets have one of the better pass rushes in the entire league. So they better figure out something by then. And Nigel said status on Chase up in the air, bro. Up in the air. We know he showed up to practice, but it's like one of those hold-ins where you show up to practice, but you don't actually suit up or anything like that. So he was in the building, physically, but not practicing or anything like that. So it's still a lot is still up in the air with Chase and Williams. I mean, those are the Trent Williams. Those are really the last 2 guys that, want to get paid right now before this season starts. And let's see, man. San Fran better pay him, bro. San Fran better pay Trent Williams or Brock Purdy is going to get destroyed on Monday night. And I know they got CMC, and I know they got Kittle, and I know they got Ayuk and Debo and all this stuff, but you don't have Trent Williams, Brock Purdy is going to be in trouble. He is going to be in trouble. That is for sure. Because the Jets will exploit the shit out of that. And of course, who's the guy that they got over there? Robert Saleh. He knows the 49ers very, very, very well. So if Trent Williams ain't there, you best believe they're going to be exploiting it. And Aaron Reborn, what up? And Hassan said, hey there, happy Labor Day. What up, Hassan? And said someone offered me Kyren Williams and Marvin Harrison. Kyren Williams, So you said someone's offering me Kyren Williams and Marvin Harrison. Is it Kyren for Marvin Harrison? Just explain that a little bit better, because it doesn't. I'm not sure exactly what the trade is. And Astros on top. But what is it for? And he said NXT No Mercy on Peacock. Last night was good. Nice. Anything crazy happen? I haven't watched any NXT in a while. Captain Spock, what up, bro? Okay, that's what I was assuming. I just wanted to make sure. So Kyren Williams and Marvin Harrison for Barkley. Yeah, I'm assuming it's a redraft league, unless you tell me it's a dynasty. If it's a dynasty, I'm doing this all day to get Marvin Harrison Jr. In a redraft league, to me, Barkley is the highest valued player out of all three of these. And I don't want to move him. I don't want to move him for Kyren and Marvin Harrison Jr. What up, Dominic? He said, starter sit. You can throw the starter sit questions in right now, but you should know that I haven't done a lot of research and that I'm going to tell everybody to come back. But he said Evans or Malik. Pick one. Oh, come on, man. Or Ford, Evans, or Malik. I mean, I without even knowing matchups, Malik is not in there. Week 1, you want to throw out a rookie in there with Danny Pesos? No, we're not going to do it. We're going to go with a more solidified Jerome Ford, who Jerome Ford or Mike Evans, because Jerome Ford's got no Nick Chubb right there, and Mike Evans, it's him and Chris Godwin. He's the biggest red zone threat in the league. So without even thinking, with doing zero research, I'm not starting Neighbors. It would either be Ford or Evans. And come back later in the week for the, for my official answer. And shout out to everyone who's watching across all the platforms right now. We got people watching on YouTube. What? We got people watching on Rumble. What? We got people watching on Facebook. What? We're on Instagram, but nobody's watching there. What? And then we got people watching on Twitch. What? Let's go. It was who was getting Rexy Prez, the women's champion, and Pete Dunne returned to heel Trick Williams as Pete Dunne, man. I don't know about that guy. The guy who's like the master of like the wrist holds and fucking finger bends and all that shit, right? That's who Pete Dunne is, right? But yeah, I'm so out of touch with NXT. For real. All right. Well, you know what we came here to do. To let them know. Tell you how to hit that like button. Hit that like button.
You can do it!
You can do it, guys. Come on. Oh my God. Look at this, guys. Rob is asking me how I ever played IDP in fantasy football. Bro, I am leading the IDP fantasy football charge, okay? This is one of the only places on YouTube where you can actually get legit IDP information. Look at Crispy said, what? Phil said that's what we do. Hell yeah, man. So if you want to get into an IDP league, I know we're at the end of the season, but I got my $11 best ball tournament that is going down right now. And so if you like IDP, it's a best ball tournament, only $11 buy-in. There's no management. Your best players start weekly. The app just throws them in there. For you. And it's very, very, very fun. Whoa. This is crazy. I think Matthew Berry sold his fantasy life thing. Because it says Bleacher Nation Fantasy. This is very interesting. Kid has said A-Chain needs to return kicks. Bro, if A-Chain returned kicks, that would be so sick for his value. That would be so sick for his value, because you know that no matter what, he is going to be not the workhorse guy. He is going to be there in spurts. So yeah, for him, if he were like not punts, fuck that, but kickoffs, man, that would be awesome. Man, that would be awesome. And Jay said, morning, man. He said, I was tripping out last night when I saw a WWF draft. Was drafting, but then I remember he said something about not having to do that because the settings were wrong. Yes, Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I'm pretty sure Wednesday at 8 o'clock. It's in there. You might have to scroll up a little bit in the chat, but it's Wednesday at 8 o'clock for sure. And Rob said, word, I got into my first IDP draft ever tomorrow. Okay. Well, here's a video that will help you out. It's my top 25 IDP. And the only one that I would change on there would be Ernest Jones. But even now that I'm realizing I had him so low already, probably wouldn't even change it that much. I had him as like number 23. And it's just the top 25 IDP players in general. I specifically mentioned the positions and stuff like that, but it's just kind of everybody lumped into one for my overall top 25. And I do even have a couple honorable mentions in there. Crispy said, this is the best IDP knowledge you will ever get. Let's go. Yep, that's 10 for you, Jay. 10 Central Time. 10 Central Time on Wednesday. And Giants fan, what up? Thanks for coming through. And Zigzag, what up? He said, took Adams in the back of the second round. What do you think about that PPR? Tell me how many teams you're in, and then I'll tell you what I think. Or tell me how many teams are in that league, and I'll tell you what I think. Yeah, anytime you guys ask me questions about draft picks, about grade my teams, about shit like that, always let me know how many teams in the draft. And 12 teams. Boom. I like it. I drafted him in the back end of the second round in a couple 12 teamers. If it's a 10 teamer, I would have said you could have waited till the third, like easily to do that. But yeah, I'm not mad at it. And it's literally the back of the second round. So what do you have? Like the second or third pick in the third round? It's like the same thing anyways. So yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think I'm higher on Devontae Adams than a lot this year. And Jay said, I saw that video on IDP. It's a good one to watch, man. It's a good one to watch. I put some editing in there. We got some videos of the guys, some highlights and shit like that. Got a couple trivia questions along the way. And Emil said, Hush, you're so passionate about fantasy. I like it. I mean, this is what I do, man. I was, even before I turned this into a full-blown business, for myself, it was always a huge passion for me. So to be able to do this and like make it a business and, be doing this full time. And, yeah, I mean, it's, words can't even speak how happy I am, about it. And, Aaron said, what do you think about Higgins and Aaron Jones for James Cook? Bad, horrible, actually, unless you're getting Higgins and Aaron Jones for Cook. If you're getting Higgins and Aaron Jones, I'm with that. If you're getting Cook, and yeah, and don't worry, Aaron. Like just like Emil said, don't spam the chat because some of the mods they'll put you in timeout if you spam the chat. But yeah, I get to everybody. I'm literally going down the list of like one by one, just like reading off the questions and stuff. And thanks, Emil. For letting people know. And Doug said, should I keep Curtis or pick up Samuel? Should you keep Curtis or pick up Samuel? I think that I would say, screw Curtis, pick up Samuel. You're so fucking. You're not even high, are you, Doug? Hey, Derek. Salute. What up, bro? Crispy said, is Leggett actually legit? So I really think he is. Like, the one thing that I really don't like about him has nothing to do with his talent, has nothing to do with any kind of stuff like that. It's the hamstring, the tweak of the hamstring in preseason. That just makes me super nervous. But you know what also makes me nervous? The shitty ass team that he plays on. He plays on the Panthers. So is he going to be, like the number one over Thielen? I mean, I really think that Mingo sucks. Like, I really do. Mingo, I'm not worried about him at all. But yeah, Leggett needs to be their return man, just full-time return man, because that motherfucker's fast. And I don't know how they would really get him involved like too much, after just being return man necessarily, because I'm not sure how they would really want to, like, what wide receiver role would they actually use him in? Could he be the slot guy? Like, I don't know. And nerd alert, so that's what's up, man. Hell yeah. And Jason, I'm working on expanding the platform of fantasy to South and mainly Louisiana. I like it. Hey, and shout out to Noobs. I think that's Noobsy on Twitch, who just followed. Appreciate you. Zigzag said another question. Sorry, I picked up Waddle over Jacobs and A-Chain in the third round. Was that a mistake? Probably, but we can't go backwards. Like, Waddle's not bad, but I probably would have rather had Jacobs over Waddle, but it also depends on your team. Who'd you pick with the first round pick? And Jay said Leggett could be a breakout player. I mean, he could. I mean, he's, what was he drafted? 33rd, like, overall. Like, I mean, he was always touted very high as the wide receivers coming into the league this year. I just think his landing spot was dog shit. Like, that's what sucks, his landing spot. So I don't think he's going to be a breakout player this year because, like, I don't believe in Bryce Young. Like, I really don't. Like, throw it in the chat if you guys believe in Bryce Young, but just everything they got going on over there right now for the Panthers, like, I don't believe in it at all. And Rob in the house, what up, bro? What up? And Newbie said, are you into the Devy scene? Not really. I mean, I cover all types of leagues, but I don't follow much college football. That's really what it is. Like, I really feel like it clouds my judgment following college football. Like, following my, like, not having unbiased opinions, coming into the actual NFL season. And Nikolai, I got Richardson, Jaden Daniels. Should I keep him or try to trade for Dak Love? I mean, I don't want Richardson at all. So if you could trade one of him for Dak or Love, straight up, do it. Hey, the Bad News Bears best ball finally ended. Let's go. We're getting so close. We are getting so close. And let's see. Rob said greatest team, 14-teamer. Kyler Murray, Brees, Kamara, Javonte, Singletary, Ford, Dowdle. I mean, it's always better if I know who the starters are because I grade based on, like, who your starters are. Definitely a decent team. I mean, for you to get, actually, I don't know. I forgot. This isn't the super flex league. But even getting like Brees, Cup, Deontay's trash. Kamara, I'm super nervous about. But it's probably like a C+. It's probably like a C+ squad. Captain saying keep him in the 4-point touchdown league. Yeah. And it probably is, but I just think that Richardson's going to get hurt. He doesn't protect himself when he runs. And, like, I don't wish injury upon anybody, but yeah, it is. It's ugly. It's ugly. Jay said we want Wafers and Sticky Ricky to bring business expansion to Louisiana. Full legalization in 2025. Sick. Hey, what up, Mike? What's going down, bro, on Facebook? He said, yo, what up? He said, you think Chubb is coming back this year? I do think Chubb is coming back this year. We know he's not coming back at least for the we know he's not at least coming back for 4 weeks. But as late as you get him now, I like it. Yeah, boo, Bryce Young. Emil said, in Bryce we trust. Get out of here. Yeah, and Nicola, I'd be super worried. Jaden Daniels, I'm not as worried about as Anthony Richardson. And I feel like Anthony Richardson, he actually has like some, he has some value to him, some hype to him. And there's some people who think he's going to finish as like a top 3 quarterback this year. Like, I'd be trying to find one of those guys and trying to trade him to him. That's what I'd be trying to do. And Doug said, drop Samuel for Wright. Curtis Samuel. And for what? For what the hell? For Jalen? Was it Jalen Wright? I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I drafted so good. I'm not picking up anybody unless there's something that comes in like, I don't know, like Chase is not playing, like week 1. Then Burton, he'd be a pickup. Outside of that, I drafted so good that I'm not, why would you want to be picking up players like right now? Especially just like random handcuffs, like right now. Jay said, Young, biggest draft bust in recent history. And it's still Trey Lance. It hasn't, it's still Trey Lance. But Young is getting there. And Young's only been in 1 year. I'm giving one. You got to give at least your rookie and sophomore year. I'm not going to say he doesn't suck. He fucking sucks. And he's looking like shit, like out there. And he looked so bad that they needed Andy Dalton to come in for him for a couple games. So, yeah, he better have put in a lot of work this offseason because, yeah, just straight up boo-boo. Straight up boo-boo. And Derek, salute, bro. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. I know Captain Spock, he has the highest ceiling, but he also has one of the lowest floors as well. Like, that's the thing. Here's a lot of quarterbacks' range of outcomes. Here's Richardson's range of outcomes. Could be off the charts. Could be in the fucking sewer. That's why I don't like Richardson. A lot of people could like him for that upside. I would rather be a little bit safer. And if Richardson ends up becoming the fucking top 3 QB that everybody says, so be it. So be it. I'll miss out on that boat. But I think the likelihood of him not being that guy is way, way greater than being that guy. And the biggest reason why is because he doesn't protect himself when he runs. He's not an accurate thrower. Running is the biggest part of his game. Just all these things that make me like not really want a quarterback like that. Just so many reasons. I also don't play in the 4-point passing touchdown leagues. I think that people should evolve past that. And yeah, do it like when fantasy football was invented. Here's the thing. Like it's taken step backs to make it easier for people. Because when fantasy football was invented, every team started 2 quarterbacks. It was a touchdown only league, but every touchdown was worth 6 points. Every touchdown. They had defensive players like on there as well. I have no idea how the defensive players worked in a touchdown only league, but there's IDP like as well. And I really feel like these 4-point touchdown leagues, like this is like Yahoo, ESPN telling you that you need to make things like that. A running back scoring a touchdown means more than a quarterback throwing a touchdown. It's the exact same thing. And Lance killed my team previous seasons. Bro, I mean, you're not the only one. Trust me. You're not the only one. Trust me. So I'm starting Richardson, Kyren, A-Chain, CD, Collins, McBride, Rasheed. I got DJ Moore on the bench too. I mean, what is it? 10 teamer? I mean, super solid, man. Super solid. Hey, there goes Joe. What up, Joe? Morning. Yeah, right. Toyota One said a touchdown's a touchdown. 6 points. Yeah. I never understood the making it 4 points, but it's because fucking it's these platforms, man. I mean, it's just like Coors Light telling you that you don't know how if your beer is cold enough or not. Like it's just like that's a very, very equivalent to me. Like you don't know if the beer is cold enough or not, huh? Yeah, Phil, dude's hardly played. What's he played? 2.5 games, 3.5 games. Yeah, the upside's there, but the talent, the arm talent. How about that? Arm talent. So I'm feeling Daniels and Richardson had AR5 last year when he got hurt. Yeah, man. And I don't know why anybody would want to double down like on that. I don't know why anybody would want to double down on Richardson. Anybody who follows this show probably doesn't have Richardson, because like I've been like leading the exact opposite, type of train for a guy like that. And Kid said, fuck no, Lamar is way better than AR5. If anybody says that Anthony Richardson is as good as Lamar, they really don't know shit about football. Like, I mean, we're talking about Lamar. You can say whatever fucking excuse you want. He's won 2 MVPs, and people still call him a running back, and he's won 2 MVPs. And he won an MVP in a season where everybody got hurt, and he didn't. And that's like one of the biggest knocks against him, is that he always gets hurt. And he stayed healthy last year when like half of the league got hurt at QB. So yeah, man, I don't stand for any Lamar bashing. Captain Spock said 4-point TD sucks, but unfortunately you have to put up with it in many formats. Well, you only have to put up with it if you're not the commissioner. Like, that's the thing. I play in 0 4-point touchdown leagues. I've started a shitload of single QB leagues, and all of them are my QB scoring. 15 yards per point, 6 points per passing touchdown. So, I mean, I'll call it QB premium, like whatever. Like, I'll be the guy who like really gets behind, the QB premium, type stuff. And yeah, that's just what we're doing. It's what we are doing. It's what we came here to do. There we go. Whew. And I'm like you. I think Richardson's headed for the toilet bowl. Yeah. Toyota One said yesterday someone dropped Jonathan Brooks for the Saints defense. I really like the Saints defense week 1. I don't know about dropping Jonathan Brooks, but that's a league that doesn't have an IR spot, right? Like, that's the only thing that I could determine from that, is that league doesn't have an IR spot. So I swooped him, put him on the IR. Never mind. Never mind. He just made a fucked up move. We'll see. That's why we're on it. That's why we're on it. Let's go. There we go. That's why we're on it. And Nikolai said, it is my first year playing, so I just joined whatever league my friends got. Okay, yeah. Good. But definitely hang around here for sure. I'll make sure that you don't make any fucked up trades, and we'll get you into some leagues next year. And he said, yeah, I did have a couple years. My QB scoring was 6 points. And just like that, wide receivers get points for everything receiving. QB's got 1 point for completion. I mean, QB's getting 1 point for completion is a little insane to me, but is what it is. Like, I am all for people customizing the scoring. I think it's way better than, like, there should always be a rhyme or reason why. Like, I don't think people should just like change settings around without like a rhyme or reason. But points per completion, I mean, fuck, man. Do the running backs get points per rush? I mean, I like playing in leagues like that. Like, not even like a point per rush, but like we have it to where the running backs get 0.25 points per rush. So, 4 rushes, that's a point. And Rob said, I know you're not an Anthony Richardson fan, but what about Kyler Murray? I like Kyler Murray. The last 2 years, Kyler Murray's been hurt. And that's something that I've been talking about. Like, it's hard to judge a guy, on his last 2 seasons when he went from being hurt in one season and it carried over to the next season. But they had 0 reason for him to play. Like, that's another reason. Like, look how shitty their team was, like, after the fact. Last year they could have let him sit out all last year, and that might not have even made like any kind of a difference. So yeah, I'm really high on Kyler Murray. He's a top 10 guy to me. And yeah, it's just it's one of those things, man. Crispy said Kyler can play baseball. He is the only player that's ever been drafted in the top 10 in two different sports. So I mean, that's something. Phil said, would anyone leave Jordan Mason in the player pool? In redraft, yeah. In Dynasty, I'm having a tough time dropping him right now. I have my last live draft today, 7th spot. I hope I can get the McBride Murray stack. I really think McBride's going to disappoint a lot of people this year. You look at last year, like when McBride really thrived, it's when there was nobody there. Nobody. Everybody got hurt. And I really I really don't think that McBride's going to be a thing. Especially for like where you have to draft him. That's why. It's because you have to draft him so high. Jose said Jordan Mason's the top running back in my opinion. I mean, you could say top handcuff, but he ain't CMC, and they would not run the offense the same way if CMC got hurt. Like that's just 1,000,000% guaranteed. I mean, top backup running back in the league is David Montgomery because like he has his own value. Like Jordan Mason, you need CMC to be out or he's nothing. What up, Bakes? There's multiple running backs that have flex value right now and who could potentially be thrown in your flex week 1, week 2 without an injury to the running back in front of them. So I'm with you that maybe Jordan Mason is the top handcuff in the league, but top backup running back? No, it's not even close. It's not even close. It took injuries for him to even become a backup, like to become the backup. I mean, and they say, yeah, that's more what I meant. Okay, just making sure. I like to clarify. For sure. He said Debo turns into the RB1 if CMC goes down. I mean, see, like if that knock on wood. Everybody, knock on this wood with me right now, right this second. Everybody, we need people around the world making sure that we don't curse CMC. So yeah, we're not even going to entertain any more of those thoughts right now, but Debo would be the one who would be getting a shitload of rushes. I mean, I'm not saying Jordan Mason wouldn't, but yeah, Debo would. His rushes would go from like 3 rushes a game to like 10 easily. And Jay said, I like Carson Steele as the top handcuff. Bro, okay, so one of the pieces of news today, I mean, I've been smoking. It's Labor Day, man. We're not, we're hard working right now, smoking a lot of this weed and just chopping it up with the crew. CEH has been added to the non-football illness list. And that's pretty much the equivalent of the PUP or the IR, but just with a different name on it. And so he's missing 4 weeks, no matter what. And so they pick up Samaje P. Ryan, like very, very recently. And now this is the next move they make. And this is right after Steele makes the roster as well. And so I really think that right now that Steele is the number 2. That's right now. We got to see what happens. I would not start him. I would not, there's a lot of places I'm not even rostering him. And Emil's right on. He said he's a bum.
He's a bum. He was a bum then, and he's,
a bum now. Man, see, it's crazy because I know there's people out there who like. I like CEH, like when he came out, and like I drafted him and CMC in an auction league that year, and like. That team sucked. It was one of the worst teams that I've ever drafted and ever managed in fantasy football. And it sucked, man. And then so I was completely out on CEH. I already said that it was the stupidest first round pick that you could make in fantasy that year was picking CEH because he ended up being a back end, like first round, like drafted guy as a rookie. And this is why I am so against drafting most rookies. Like for me, if you're not a top 20 pick as a rookie RB, you got to earn my respect on the field. I'm not fucking drafting you in the first round or shit like that. And we've seen too much of it. Too much of it. And even though Brees, he was, he was a great first round pick, he still ended up getting hurt. So, I mean, even though he was worth that pick, he ended up getting hurt. And at the end of the day, he wasn't worth that pick. Phil said I grabbed Steele in a few of our leagues, feeling good about it. Man, in all of the I have him in like almost all the dynasties. Almost all of these 420 crew dynasties, I have him. Like there's like maybe 3 or 4 out of like 25, I think. I think I'm in 25 of the 420 crew dynasties. And I swear I have him in like at least 20 of them. I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt. But I swear I got him in like 20 of those bitches. Because I got him after week 1 of the preseason. I didn't wait. Like once I saw him get a little bit of run, like swooped everywhere. And we didn't even know if he was even going to make the team. Like, that's another thing. Like, Steele on my taxi squad, as he should be if you're in a dynasty league. Along with Corum and his Timmy. Yeah. And he said, give us a woo, woo. What up, Mondo? What up, Mondo? And Doug said, you grilling later, Alex. We'll see. Probably not. And Jay said, I got Steele in almost every league on the bench, by the way. And some of those Pacheco. Nice. Nikolai said, what do you think about Caleb? I think Caleb's a little overhyped. And Coach C, what up, bro? I'll get to your question in 1 sec. Shout out to Coach C on IG. So I think Caleb's overhyped. I think he does have a good cast of weapons like out there, but their offensive line isn't the best. I really feel like they're gonna, with a guy like Swift, now that they recently got, they're gonna be trying to run the ball more than they have like in the past, and it'd be the smart thing to do because it would just open up more lanes for Caleb. But I think there's so many people who think Caleb's going for 4,000 yards and like 25, 30 touchdowns in year one. And I just don't think that that's going to happen. So I'm just, if anybody's like super, like just hyped through the moon, I usually try to take the opposite like stance of that, especially like on a lot of these rookies. Like last year, I said that JSN was the worst draft pick that you could make in fantasy, and for redraft, not dynasty, for redraft, it says the worst pick that you can make because he's going in the 6th or the 7th round, and there's so many other solidified guys, and he was the number 3 wide receiver like on that team. And I remember I got so much hate for that post, that was the stupidest pickup that you could make, was picking JSN in a redraft league, and I got so much hate for that. And who was right? This guy. But yeah, it is the rookie hype. It's too much for me. It's too much for me. Like, that's really what it comes down to, is like people are so hyped to draft these rookies. And like, not saying we shouldn't draft rookies. Like, I drafted rookies in best ball. I'm pretty sure I drafted a rookie or two on my Debo team like yesterday, but there's people who prioritize these rookies too much. Like they're going to be the next big thing this year in the first 4 games of the season, type thing. And even Justin Jefferson, one of the best rookie wide receivers that we've ever seen in redraft, he wasn't even drafted. He was undrafted more than he was drafted. And he didn't even actually hit the scene until week 3, week 4, even Justin Jefferson. And shout out to Doe on IG. What up, Doe? And Coach C said, how trash are my receiver set, bro? Pittman, Sutton, Amari Cooper. I mean, that's pretty trash, man. Not gonna lie. I mean, those are just 3 guys that I don't really target too much. How deep is the league? Like, throw that in, because then that'll change the context. I mean, Pittman, he's a top 20 guy, but I'm nervous about getting him as like a top 20 guy. Sutton, man, I don't know why you drafted Sutton. And then Amari Cooper. I mean, we're getting him super late, but I'm super nervous about him. And shout out to Doe and the Wafers crew. If you guys aren't in one of the Wafers drafts, what the hell are you doing? We drafted 28 of them bitches. And we got the 420 crew Wafers draft going down on Wednesday at 4 p.m. West Coast time. And Doe's going to be in this one. Bees is going to be in this one. Crispy and Derek are already in this one. I'm in this one. It's going to be dope. And Mondo said, some dude willing to trade me Goddard. Yeah, don't worry about Goddard. I don't want Goddard. So what I got, Musgrave. Oh, fuck. I'd rather have Goddard than Musgrave. I'm not high on Musgrave. They just don't feed. For as long as I've been watching football and as long as I've been playing fantasy football, there's like one fucking time that the tight end on the Packers has been relevant enough to like want to roster and like, oh man, fuck, I wish I had that guy. And it's not even Robert Tonyan. It was fucking Jared Cook, like that one year with Aaron Rodgers. So if you could just trade Musgrave for Goddard straight up, just do that shit. And Big Money Joe, he said, what up, man? He said, thoughts on Malik Neighbors since we're talking rooks. Super talented, super shitty fucking team, man. Super talented, super shitty team. Danny Peso sucks, man. He really does. We got one of our 420 crew members swears that Neighbors is going over 1,300 yards and 7 touchdowns. I don't see it with Danny Pesos. I don't see him being able to sustain anything like that. So for redraft, I'm out on Malik Neighbors. 100% out. I don't want him at all. I'll let someone else deal with him. For Dynasty, if we're talking Dynasty, I want him, and I have him in a bunch because, like, just where he kept falling after he went to the Giants, he fell like a couple more spots in people's eyes, and so I do have him in a bunch of Dynasty only, and fucking Crispy said Musgrave a league winner. Yeah, right. Remember when you said Tony was the league winner?
Man, fuck Tony.
And I know it was all the troll, but it's just funny to say fuck Tony.
Man, fuck Tony.
Coach C said 12 person. My RBs are Pacheco, Henry, Montgomery, QB, Mahomes, tight end, Laporta. Okay, so you didn't prioritize the wide receivers. Okay, that's what I mean. That it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Wait until somebody somebody is a little bit needy, for a position, then you make a trade. And I would just be making sure that you are working the waiver wires like nobody's business. And Jason on Facebook, what up, bro? He said, I don't think Chubb's coming back the same. I'd say Ford stays the workhorse. I'm not gonna get behind that ideology. He's a little bit older. Yeah, I mean, he's 1 year older than he was last year. The modern medicine, like these days, like it's like he's a freak of nature, man. He's a freak of nature. Do you see him squatting like that 800 pounds or whatever it was? Like he's squatting so much that they had to use a rubber bar. He couldn't even use a metal fucking bar. And he's a beast, man. He's a freak of nature. Like there's some of these guys who are just fucking freaks of nature. If you go look at like the shorts that I post, like on my YouTube, I try to get like dope clips from like some dope podcasts that have some, some NFL players on there, so we can just get their insight, on certain things. And they asked Brees, who's someone who needs to be talked about as like one of the best running backs in the NFL. And he said Nick Chubb. He said, have you seen this dude? He said his legs are like as big as me. Like his leg is as big as me. Like it's insane, man. It's insane. He's a freak. He's a total freak of nature. And you can get him for free. You're getting him for free. You're getting him as a bench player. And Monos, that's true. He ain't gonna do that. So I'm just thinking about hitting the waivers. I have to drop dubs because I didn't want to draft a defense. Yeah, I mean, just wait. Try to make a trade. Make a 2-for-1 trade, bro. I know what you're talking about. If you drafted an extra skill position versus drafting a kicker or a defense, you got to work your ass off to make a 2-for-1 trade. Work your ass off. You must trade Musgrave plus dubs. Do that. Like find someone who likes the Packers. Trade Musgrave plus dubs for a better tight end, because if you're just gonna drop dubs, like just imagine like he's 0 to you. Like if it's already in your mind, you're dropping him. He's 0 to you. If you can turn dubs plus one other into any kind of trade where you're upgrading, I mean that's way better, right? I mean there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That would just be way better. What up, Tim? Said grade my squad, 12-man, 10th pick. Damn, you got Brees with the 10th pick. Brees, Kyren, Rashad White, Cup. Who's CJ? I'm blanking on who's CJ. Throw in who CJ is. I'm just blanking on that. Godwin, Jameson, Kittles. And yeah, guy, I smoke a lot of weed, and I'm shouting out so many names and everything. Just make sure. Oh, CJ Stroud. Okay. And see, if it was at the beginning, I probably would have put 2 and 2 together. But you kind of went in the order that you drafted them, I'm assuming. And I like this squad. Especially for a late pick in the first round. I mean, it's not an A by any means, but it's at least a B-, if not a B. And Big Money Joe, I just figured who else is the Giants going to throw to, and he fell to me. Yeah, I mean, it's not horrible in the 6th round, but like who are some other wide receivers who went right behind you? Who went, because 6th round, I mean, that's pretty popular for the wide receiver spots. You know, who's if you could go check who's some of the wide receivers that went in the exact same round, but after you picked them. And yeah, Bakes, there's still room. There's still room. I'll send you the link, bro. I'll just do that right now so I don't forget. But it's at 4 o'clock. It's at 4 o'clock. And that time's not changing. So just throwing it out there because I know you don't get off until 6:30 because we're doing the Battle of the Brands draft that same exact day. And that's why I did it at 4, so we would have at least a tiny little break in between the Battle of the Brands, because these drafts take like 40 minutes, something like that. And you also have a 420 crew member that thinks J-Mo gets over 1,000. Yeah, he ain't doing that. He ain't doing that. And shout out to who is that? Sven on IG. What up, bro? Yeah, Mondo said same. I didn't prioritize tight end for shit. Yeah, I mean, and really, Evan Ingram's the lowest I'm trying to go. And for like tight ends, like what's Evan Ingram going as? Like the 8th or 9th tight end. I'm trying to get him or higher. Like Evan Ingram's like, he's the last one that I really want to leave with. You know, if I have to get a Schultz or a Ferguson or something like that, you know, it could be worse. But that shit kind of sucks, man. Mowgli, what up? He said I steered clear of Neighbors, also Marvin Harrison too. Me too. It's just too high. So I don't think they'll get a lot of attention this year. I mean, even if you hit just 1,000 yards as a rookie, it's looked at as good, and it is. But in fantasy, 1,000-yard receivers are kind of blah. You know, like you got to pick and choose the games to play them. A Big Money Joe said I could squat injured, but it's hard to do athletic things injured. Hey, show me a video of you squatting 800 pounds. Okay, show me a video of you squatting 800 pounds. And yeah, I do not like JMO. I'm on the exact opposite end. What up, Dan? He said you have a fantasy draft today. Yes, sir. In 2.5 hours, we got our Debo Snatch a Chain League drafted. And Philly Mike OG, what up, bro? And okay, I'm just telling you, week 1 starts and sits. I know it's Monday, but draft season isn't really over until Monday. Okay, like I know we have drafts Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it's like Labor Day is like the last biggest draft day like of the offseason. So I'm not even in week 1 mode like yet. So I'll answer these questions, but just remember, I've done 0 research on the starts and sits. Come tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, that's when we'll be in full-blown start and sit modes. But we'll give you these answers though. So Watson, Coleman, Spears. Watson. Yeah, I'm going Watson. And Big Money Joe said Ridley, Godwin, Deontay, Keenan got drafted after Neighbors. I would rather have Godwin over Neighbors. I mean, I definitely would not have rather had Deontay Johnson. Keenan Allen, that's kind of iffy. Like, would I rather have the number 1 more than likely for Danny Pesos, or would I rather have the number 2 for Caleb, and plus Keenan Allen gets hurt like shit? I probably would want Ridley over Neighbors as well, even though the QB situation's absolute dog shit like over there. At least we know what Ridley is. We know what he is. We know he's going to demand the ball, and we know he's like literally going to be the number 1 factor on that team, like no matter what. And like Neighbors, I mean, he should be the number 1 no matter what, but he's a rookie. They're rookies hit walls at certain times, and I don't want a guy on who might hit a rookie wall. And Ghost Monkey, what up, bro? What up? Big Money Joe said 800 pounds is insane. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I'm not saying people can't squat when they're injured or hurt or whatever. This motherfucker's squatting 800 pounds, okay? While he's injured. Yes, can he run 100% north and south just yet? Maybe not, but we know that he was running at one point, How was he pushing it to the limit? Probably not, because he's on the pup. But I'm just saying, this dude is a absolute freak of nature. And when you are an absolute freak of nature, sometimes you respond a little bit differently to those injuries than other people do, especially regular folk. I mean, nothing against you, Big Money Joe, but you're just regular folk, like these fucking football players are fucking gladiators, so all of them, I feel like it doesn't even matter who it is. Even the shittiest football player out there would heal faster than just like some normal folk like us. I just feel like our bodies, because they're going to be doing rehab, like intense rehabs, to be getting those to be getting whatever their injury is back to normal. I'm actually glad that they're leaving Chubb out the first 4 games, because we get him so late because of that. If he was playing week 1, you would not be able to draft him in double-digit rounds. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, we're getting him in double-digit rounds. It is literally the cheapest you've ever been able to get Chubb, and including his rookie year. He might have even gone higher in his rookie year than he's going right now. I got a lot of respect for Chubb. He's the shit. He is the shit. And Bake said for sure I'll be working, so it's all good. Yeah, I mean, I wish it was at a time that you could do it. We could only do it on Wednesday. We could only do it on Wednesday because Bees is going to be flying on Tuesday, so Tuesday wasn't an option. And so yeah, and this is literally the only time, because I didn't want to double up on drafts. We have 3 drafts on Wednesday: the wafers, the battle of the brands, and the WWF, the WWF themed one. And Big Money Joe said Pran Neighbors is the next OBJ. I mean, thing about OBJ, I mean, his rookie run was insane, but he missed half the season. So like, if we're talking about like total stats for that very first year for OBJ, I can almost guarantee it wasn't good. Let's see. Let's go see what his rookie year stats were. Never mind. He didn't miss half the season. He missed a quarter of the season. So it was wrong in my eyes. Yeah, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. I mean, he puts up numbers like that. That's what Derek thinks he's going to do. Well, maybe not the touchdowns. He didn't say he was going to put up 12 touchdowns. Yeah, Chubb's different. Pause. Nerd Alert said I had a perfect season 2 years ago, and Chubb was my RB2. He's the man. And when Chubb was a rookie, I was in 8 leagues that year. He was drafted in all 8 leagues, not by me. And he was dropped in all 8 leagues. And who was he picked up by? Me. It's fucking awesome. And I won 3 championships that year because of Nick Chubb. And Coach C, he said, who wins opening night on Thursday, Ravens or the Chiefs? I think it's going to be the Chiefs, but let's go see where the money is, because the money for Las Vegas always tells us a story. Come on, BetMGM. It's fucking taking forever to open up. What the hell's going on? Why is BetMGM app not opening? There we go. Let's see. Chiefs are a -3, so it's pretty much a pick 'em. Probably Ravens to cover. That's what I'd be betting on. I think the Chiefs win, but I bet the Ravens cover. And Nerd Alert said the Chubb Club. How many of you guys got some championship trophies because of the Chubby one? He said, I picked up Ford, so I'm biased on Chubb. I mean, hey, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. And Crispy said, are the times adjusted for those drafts? They should be. They should be. Let me know if it's not. I know the WWF one. I mean, we were starting the slow draft and it didn't work out. So that one says drafting right now, but we're not drafting until Wednesday at 8:00. So if you look closely on the homepage, it'll say that, but it still says drafting. Toyota Ones are their sports trainers, are the best of the best for sure. And to get these players back in game and tip top, and the top doctors are repairing these players. Normal people don't have that kind of care, right? I mean, exactly. Like they get traveled around to whoever is the fucking specialist, like the specialist where all the high paying people come to get whatever injury fixed. That's where those guys are going. And they're going to some of the best rehab facilities out there. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. He could have came back last year. He had no reason to because the Jets were out of it. Shit, look at Cam Akers, right? He got the Achilles and actually came back like that year also. Not last year, but whatever it was, a year before that or 2 years before that. Big Money Joe said Javonte is a freak as well. He said younger, you see how that turned out. No. Please don't compare Javonte to Nick Chubb. And also, before Javonte got hurt, I mean, he was doing solid. Yeah. Look at Denver in general last year. Okay. Look at Denver in general last year. They were straight dog shit. They were so dog shit that they released their quarterback and paid him $80 million to go away. And I can't remember if that's what it was, but I swear it was $40 million a year for 2 years that they paid him to go away. Like there's all types of problems in Denver right now. And Nerd Alert said you won 3 championships in one season. Holy shit, impressive. And see, and that's just that was just in 2018. Last year I won 7 championships. The year before that I won 6 championships. So yeah, man. I mean, I keep telling people, don't get your fantasy advice from these fake analysts that don't even play in leagues and win leagues. Like so many analysts out there. I know this because I've polled the community and seen polls in the community. Most fantasy analysts play in 5 leagues or less. And most play in like 1 to 3. Like that's where the biggest majority of fantasy analysts are, between 1 and 3. And it's just like saying, we all love Superflex, but we know that single QB is still the most popular, by numbers. And yeah, a lot of these fantasy analysts are not fucking handling bids. So I'll get in the waivers draft Wednesday if there's a spot. There's a spot, bro. There's a spot for 420 crew members. Hell yeah, I'll text it to you, Phil. Actually, I better let me save this link real quick. All right. All right. Texted it to you, Phil. Bake said, do we already pick our draft spots for the IDP life? So we're not picking our spots. The Royal Rumble determined the draft picks. So I'm number 11. It's fucking bullshit. Pick Dusty Rhodes, and Andre the Giant just came on a tear and destroyed everybody. Let me see. Yeah, you're number 10. You're right in front of me. Pause. Yeah, Mankind got taken out pretty early. I'm pretty sure he got taken out by Andre also. It was bullshit, man. It was bullshit. Andre the Giant was just running through people. And nerd alert, I got the 6th pick in both of my drafts. I'm thinking Bijan, St. Brown, AJ if they fall. Damn, AJ in that order? Oh shit. You ain't getting St. Brown in the 2nd round like that. Unless you're talking this is an 8-man league or something. But yeah, it would be I mean, for me, it would be Brees, Bijan, and I guess Tyreek Hill and CD probably won't be there, but that would be the first 2. And yeah, Mon-Ra. And then the 3rd for me after that, if Brees is gone, but yeah, the next one for me after that. Potentially Barkley, JJ or Barkley. So put Neighbors in the flex. He's going to put on a show. I'm not betting on it week 1. And Emil said Wan'Dale Robinson will steal targets from him. I mean, no matter what, like Neighbors isn't getting 100% of the targets. So there is like no stealing targets from Neighbors. We don't even know how many targets Neighbors is even going to get. Is he going to be a 100 target guy? He should. He should. What up, Coach C? And what Nerd say? No, for the first pick, 12 team. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess AJ Brown, might not fall to your 2nd pick there. AJ Brown just like a dope ass second round pick. All right. Wan'Dale had one good game in his career. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Neighbors is not getting 100% of Danny Pesos' targets. Because, yeah, everybody's trash over there. Neighbors is the only one who's good. That's also, it could be good for him. It could be bad for him. But either way, when you're on a trash team, that should, it doesn't make really good people want to work extra hard because you really don't have to. You don't have to. Your team sucks anyways. Like, that's the thing. Neighbors isn't improving that team at all. They're still going to be dog shit, maybe win 5 games. Crispy said, back it up. And Nerler said he did. What about Jalen? Can't remember. He had 3 good weeks. Which Jalen? Which Jalen we talking about? I'm not saying Neighbors isn't good because he is, but we've seen guys get drafted that high and flop like as well. And it doesn't necessarily, it's like not necessarily all about them like either. When you have one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, like, come on, man. Look at how Jerry Jeudy has just been like cursed with like dog shit QBs. Super talented though, right? Had these dog shit QBs and can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I have Neighbors. Like I said, I have him in a bunch of dynasty. He's tucked away in my taxi squad. I tuck as many people away in the taxi squad as I can until the season starts. But the Giants, you see Hard Knocks on the Giants. It's such a bad run organization. They're horrible. They're horrible. These are the same guys who were like, hey, nobody is going to pay the amount of money that Saquon wants. He's a 26-year-old running back. Like, nobody's going to pay that. We should pay Danny Pesos. We should give him a bag because he's worth it. He's worth it. He actually led us to the playoffs. Like, that's how stupid the Giants are. He said, the Jalen Hyatt. Yeah, I mean, how can you have good games when your quarterback sucks? Your whole entire career is dependent on who throws you the ball and who calls the plays. The play caller for the Giants is trash. The quarterback for the Giants is trash. So, like, literally the two things that you need to excel as a pass catcher and as a wide receiver, they don't have it. They don't have it. Their play calling is shit, and their quarterback is shit. And so, get rid of him. Get rid of Danny Pesos, man. Bring in anybody over there. Bring in a Jameis Winston over there. Anybody is better than him. And yeah, Crispy said the GM's trash. He's garbage. He's garbage. If anybody watched a couple episodes of the Giants Hard Knocks, you will realize how stupid their front office is. How fucking stupid their front office is. And Coach C said, is your survival league full? No, there is. We could get up, if we can get up to 500 people in there, it supports 500 people. Everybody get into the survival league that I'm hosting. Let me get the link. It's $11. It's $11. And every single week, you pick one team that you think is going to win. Not against the spread, just straight up one team that you think is going to win. And if that team wins, you can no longer pick that team again. So once you pick them and they advance and you advance, you can't pick that team again after that. So that's where it all kind of comes into play, is with that, with how you can pick the teams. Is once you advance, you can't pick that team again. If you pick a team and they lose, you are not a survivor. You are not a survivor. You are eliminated. You are eliminated. Coach C, the link is in the chat. Oh, over there on leagues on Sleeper. You can either pay through Zelle or you can pay through Square. One of the two. I didn't set this up on League Safe because League Safe, to get the links, I usually need like a day or two, like in advance. And I figured there'd be enough people in this league that if anybody comes in and was like, is this dude shady? There'll be enough people in this league to say that I'm legit, and they'll either play or they won't, you know. But I got everything going as of yesterday. When's the deadline to submit the teams? Before the games start. Before the games start. So if you're going to pick a Thursday team, you got to get it in before Thursday. You're going to pick a Sunday team, you got to get it in before Sunday. You're picking a Monday team, you got to get it in before the game on Monday. So that's really it. Just don't forget. Don't forget, because if you forget and you don't select the team at all, you only have to pick one. We're doing this instead of the pick 'em like this year, because I figured we could get more people in the survival pool, you know, make it a $10, $11 buy-in. For everyone who doesn't know, if you pay through Square, there's just processing fees. So that's why it's $1 extra. Like on Zelle, there's no processing fees. So that's why it's $10. For anyone who's curious, why does it cost $1 more if I pay this way than this way? It's because there's processing fees. That's it. Coach C said, downloading Sleeper now. Bro, you don't have Sleeper? You don't have Sleeper yet? He said, fuck, now you don't want me to trade Neighbors for Godwin or Ridley. I mean, I don't like making straight up trades, wide receiver, unless I feel like I'm getting the best player, like in the what's it called? If I feel like I'm getting the best player in the deal, like no matter what, I feel like I would like Godwin. They're moving him back to the slot this year. Like I'm really excited about that. Really excited about that. And Matt said no Venmo or PayPal. No, but literally through Square, you can pay with any card. You can pay with Apple Pay. I mean, there's a bunch of options that you can pay with through Square. You can pay with Cash App through Square because Square owns Cash App. So there's a whole bunch of ways that you can pay, and you can just pay with any card like as well. That's how I got it set up. And Chewy said, when you miss your first 10 rounds of the fantasy draft with friends and auto drafts you Amon-Ra, Taylor, Adams, and Evans. I went Aaron Jones. My friends went nuts over that pick. Said it was a really good pick, 10-man league. Yeah, it's fun. That's fun. And I don't like auto drafting, but at least it didn't screw you over. And yeah, I'm in this one. I'm in the survival. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hell yeah. Yeah, because see this, I can handle this. One team per week. I can handle that. The pick'em, it just got too tough. Just got too tough doing the pick'em. Just so many games that you got to focus on every single week, and didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do it. Chris, what up? He says start one. Just a reminder. Come back. Don't take this answer as the final answer. But I'll start Pollard over Judy. I was on 3 hours of sleep yesterday. I was just tired. Fell asleep at 8 p.m. draft. At 8 p.m. draft was at 10. Big Money Joe, you joined. Let's go. Let's go. All the payment info. All the payment info. You'll see it. Just scroll up a little bit in the chat or hit the little push pin looking thing, and you'll get to the pin posts. And the payouts are all in there as well. It's all. I'm gonna keep adding more. I have it. I think I put all the way up to 35 or 40 teams. We don't have 35 or 40 people paid, but I'm just gonna keep putting the payouts. But pretty much every extra 5 people that come in and pay, there's another place that's getting paid out. And obviously place 1 is getting paid out the most, out of everything, but you can see all the payouts like in there. But yeah, the survival league, it's perfect because you only have to pick one team. So it's not a huge commitment. Not a huge commitment weekly, but this is it's Fantasy Survivor. Fantasy Survivor, you only get to you can't miss. You can't miss. Only got to pick one game. But and not even against the spread. I didn't want to do it against the spread. I wanted to make it even easier, for us. Because I want to see how many weeks can we actually get in. A lot of times. A lot of times with these survival leagues, a team gets upset week 1. And, we get a lot of people out. It could easily happen, even with a smart group of people, because I think what it also is people try to get a little bit cute, like as well. It's because you can only pick a team once and then you can't pick them again. So that's the thing where I think people get a little bit cute and they're like, oh, well, maybe I'm going to take this team, right now because I want to save this team for later. But there might not be a later. This thing could last 3 weeks and everybody could be out except for one person, so that's really how crazy this thing gets. And I like it though. It's fun. Yeah, let's go see how many people joined since I put this all together. So a little earlier we had 34 people. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. We got 45 people in as of now. So I gotta go update the what's it called? All the pay-ins and everything. Oh, someone just joined right now. There we go. Another one. So, and tell your friends about it, guys. Tell your friends. It's $11 buy-in. Just let them know that, and just tell them it's a survival. Okay, that was Coach C who just joined right now. There we go. But yeah, tell your friends about it. It's only an $11 buy-in. It's going to be really fun. I mean, I'll be covering it on YouTube. Just every single week we'll have different people that we can talk about for sure. Oh, Noble came bursting through, but then left. Let's see, Doug. Man, I'm not even going to read this. Separate that shit, man. And Coach Z said, where's the link? My bad, I don't use Sleeper. Just scroll up in the chat and you'll see I posted there's a Zelle option and there's a Square option if you don't have Zelle linked with your bank. And yeah, just scroll up a little bit. You'll see it. You'll see it. And yeah, Coach C getting in there with us. Let's go. Let's go. It's funny because there's another Coach C who plays in like 2 or 3 of the dynasty leagues. I already knew that it wasn't you, but just trippy when people have the same type of names, you know. Dang it. All right. This lighter's out. Dude, it's so cool that I just have like unlimited lighters from these shows. All right. All right, 1 second, guys. And we got best ball drafts still. We still got best ball drafts. And Coach C said, I'm doing a league where I tell my buddy who to pick. What's the points? Wait, what? I'm doing a league where I tell my buddy who to pick. So what's going on? What's going on? What are the points? What are the points? What do you mean? What? Just say it again. So high. All right. Let's get a song going. Let's see. I'm on Sleeper. It says points. Oh, because I think you get a point every single week that you advance. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Pretty sure. No, bro. Gotcha. Yeah, all this is all through my system, so I know what it's for. And I mean, everybody's coming through and saying, you know, paid right now, so it's like it's easy to know exactly, you know, what's coming in and for what, yada yada. Yeah, let me go do this because I know a bunch of people are joining up right now. Might as well go because I got everything all on my spreadsheet to keep track of everything, who's paid and all that. So doing a little copying and pasting right now. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Any kind of little things that we could get in there to you know, get some more stakes going for our fantasy life. It is super fun, and we got to do it. Got to do it. And I'm glad that I know a bunch of you guys now who are like degenerates like me, who are down to do stuff like this. Because back when I would be, you know, just in the home leagues and shit like that, like I had so many things that I wanted to do. My friends were like, nah. So I'm like, man, you fuckers are lame. Chris, we already said it. We already said it earlier. Steel to the moon. CH on the pup. He's not on the pup. He's on the non-football injury list, which is kind of treated the same as the pup, where he's going to be missing 4 weeks. But for redraft, I still don't even know if I'm going crazy on like a guy like Steel. And Doug said cup for Jacobs. I don't like it. I don't like it. No. Rather have cup. I'd rather have cup. All right. They're going to make it a little bit of a shorter show this morning. We got a draft. We got a draft coming up in 2 hours. So we'll smoke another bowl. Oh shit. This draft's supposed to start right now. That's what happened. That's what everybody was all right. We got one draft starting. I'm not in this one. Yep, I got it. I got it, Ricky. I saw all the messages coming in. I'm like, damn, what is this? What is this? I'm like, oh shit. I was like, I set this to auto start. Why is it not starting right now? Yeah, but it good to go. Good to go. Good to go. All right. And what Josh said, the bum list. That's the official name.
He's a bum. He was a bum then, and he's a bum now.
Man, I really need to go scour everywhere that I can to get like as many like different like bum sound drops from like Rocky. What do you mean I'm a bum? You're a bum. Oh man. Doug said with Aaron Jones for Zamir White work. Yeah, but they're both like so similar in value. It's like you're just taking a sidestep, you know? Like put your efforts into something that make your team like a lot better. Because you've already drafted this team at this point. So it's like you can't like correct your draft by trying to do like because it won't work. Like you make enough of those trades like that, you're just gonna screw yourself over anyways. Like it's just, I don't know. It's like the laws of trading. It's like you could make a shitload of trades, but you're gonna get trades wrong and people are gonna get hurt. And then like unless you do it correctly every single time, you're gonna end up screwing yourself anyways. And then you're gonna have to keep trading to get out of the hole that you've dug yourself into. So if that's a mission you want to go on, I mean, go for it. But it gets the road gets rocky, let me tell you. And Crispy said his status changed from out to pup. He said, "Don't talk back to me, son." Hey, old man, click on his name. Click on his name, old man. Click on his name. I'm gonna go click on it right now, just so I can see, because I know why he was out, and he's on the equivalent of the pup. See, go click on it. Go click on it right now. Sleeper just doesn't have a tag that says non-football fucking injury. And Big Money Joe, yes, sir. He said Alexander name on Zell, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. That's another reason why we got to get out of here soon, because we got a lot of people who are making all these payments. I got to mark everything down so I don't miss anything. And speaking of not missing anything, I don't want to miss the producers of the show before we get out of here. Shout out to our 420 crew Patreon members, our ultimate priority member, Justin Pickle in a Jar, our all access members, our elite members, our superstar members, and of course our 420 ride or die crew members. Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate you guys. And Crispy said, pup is pup, out is out. No, it's not the same thing. I'm just saying Sleeper doesn't have a tag for it. We're just clarifying. Pup is the physically unable to perform list. It's not the list that he's actually on. It's just the equivalent. That's what I said. It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent. We'll be back in like 2 hours, Doug. We got our Debo draft at 12. Doug said, what other running back would be good to trade Aaron Jones for him? Any running back that's valued higher than Aaron Jones. And if you can get a 1-for-1 trade to happen, perfect. Perfect. So anybody who's valued higher than Aaron Jones, if you're trading down or trading to the side, someone who's valued the same, it's no point. No point. No, Crispy. He's on Sleeper. He might be on the pup. On Sleeper, but in real life, he's on the non-football injury list. He's on the NFI list. Crispy cursed me. There's no airflow on that bowl. I was trying so hard. Trying so hard on that one. Woo! All right. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. But now we got to do one more because there was no airflow like on that one. And we'll smoke the other type of weed that we got. Which one's this one? The apples and bananas. PTSD from what? What did I say? I had PTSD. You're talking about me having PTSD? Oh, what illness does he have? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What does he have? PTSD from sucking? The non-football injury list means that the team doesn't want to pay you that full year of a contract. That's what that means. So, yeah, I think I already said Andy Reid just looked like he liked Steele way too much. Way too much because he's like so excited for like everything that he's doing. Like so excited for what Steele's doing. So, yeah. I already said that I thought that Steele was going to leapfrog him by some point in the year. I didn't think that it was going to be this early where they were going to put him on the non-football injury list. Like pretty much like, I mean, that's just like cut. Like it's like they're going to cut him, but they're going to wait like those 4 weeks or whatever to cut him or like leave him there. Like, I don't know how long you can leave someone there, but this could be like a loophole to like where they don't have to use them, but they can keep them there, you know, in like some tin foil, you know, just all wrapped up in saran wrap, you know, and because when they go on their playoff run, they're going to need more running backs. But he's pretty useless. He's pretty useless right now. They said PTSD comes from a self-defense event a few years ago, huh? So he does have PTSD. That's what they're saying the non-football injury is from. That's very interesting. It's very interesting. Look at Noble being crazy over here. All right. Doug said Cup and Aaron Jones for Barkley. If you can get that to happen somehow, like sure. That's not too shabby of a trade. But that's what it all comes down to, though. That's what it all comes down to. Like you trying to take two of these, you know, players who you think are mid and trading them for someone who is very close to top tier. If you can't trade for a top tier person. All right. Self-defense event. Wonder what kind of self-defense event it was, but very, very interesting. And Crispy, I keep telling you that Sleeper is saying the pup because that's the equivalent. That's the only thing that they have on there. But if you click on Clyde's name and you pull up the description of Clyde, that's the first thing that it says in big bold ass letters is that he got put on the non-football injury list. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He said, I was just going by the notification 10 minutes ago. I know, and I'm just clarifying it for you. That's all. We're agreeing on the same thing. I'm just letting people know it's not the official pup, because pup means you're injured. He's not injured. He's sick in the head, probably. That's all I'm saying. He's not on the list because of being injured. He's on the list because they don't like him, or because he's sick in the head. One of the two, maybe both. Maybe both, for all we know. I just want to make sure Crispy understands as well. I'm actually glad that they did put him on this list, because since he's missing 4 weeks, if you have him on your team, you can put him in the IR in Dynasty, because he was legit like someone I was thinking about cutting. And I'm glad I didn't cut him yet, because now I can just put him on the IR and we can see what happens at least. But this is why I didn't make all my cut downs yet. Like I trimmed a lot of the fat, and I got rid of a lot of the guys who, like, yeah, you know, they were like camp pickups or whatever, like legit camp pickups, you know, and now they're off the squad. But guys like Clyde, you just never know what's going to happen. Like, what if they trade him? What if they trade him? Like, where would be a spot that Clyde could actually go? Like, who's running back? Dallas. Where is a spot where the running backs are like trash? And the first thing, Dallas. Anybody's good enough to go play for the fucking Cowboys, like right now. And right, Crispy, right? He says self-defense event sounds to me like either A, you got fucked up and isn't over it, or B, you had to fuck someone up and he isn't over it. Oh man, I know. And Phil said, I think of war when I hear PTSD. Yeah, and I know for me specifically, I do have PTSD, but it has to do with police sirens. And Bake said trade Ridley and Chase Brown and redraft for Neighbors. Ridley and Algier. I mean, I would rather have Ridley over Neighbors. I was so confused about this, because you're like, and Chase Brown was in there. It's like, I like Chase Brown. Like, why would you trade him for Neighbors? I don't know. I'm going to say don't do it. And Crispy said, just fucking with you. She son of a bitch. Hold on. I don't even have any drops that I could use. We got to get more. Got to get more shit talking drops. And Devontae Adams, Cupper Nico. For me, it goes Cup, Adams, Nico right now. But I mean, it's super close though. Super close. Johnny said I'm Ridley over Neighbors this year. Yeah, I mean, you said redraft also, Bakes. Like, this is Dynasty. That's like way different, but you said redraft. I'm out on Neighbors for redraft. Like, imagine if he doesn't do good in the first like 4 or 5 weeks of the season. People are going to drop him. He's going to get dropped. Oh, man. Apples and bananas. So good. Oh, man. This apples and bananas is so good. Real tasty. Some nice terps. And like it's 30% THC. And just like every time, take a big rip. You just feel it. It just grabs your lungs. And it's like, you better fucking blow me out, motherfucker. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to be a hero. And Doug said just rejected the trade Cup and Aaron Jones for Barkley. Of course they did, man. Because like nobody would do that. He said, what would work? I have no idea, bro. You sign up for my fantasy advice service, then I'll be able to help you out with that. But yeah, it's one of those things. You can tell me if you should accept a trade or not, but trying to teach you the philosophies of trading is a lot more than me telling you who you should trade for right now. That's why people sign up for the service, so they actually get Like, not only do I tell you kind of who you should be looking for, but you start understanding the trade philosophies. And that's what it's all about. That's how you get good at trading. It's by learning these trade philosophies that I have. Joe said Jerry Jeudy or Joanna Man Jennings for the season. I mean, I don't even know how this is a question with Brandon Ayuk back. I mean, Jerry Jeudy. How would that even? Yeah, man. Juwanna Man Jennings or Jerry Jeudy? Like, when Ayuk is back now, like, Juwanna Man Jennings ain't gonna be shit. Like, I'm not saying Jerry Judy's gonna be shit, but at least we know that he's gonna be potentially the number 2 wide receiver, like over there. Nerd Alert said, "What's the brand of weed?" Sounds great. It's Jasper. It's Jasper. I don't think it's available anywhere outside of Nevada. And Phil said, how many TDs for Neighbors? I mean, it's probably going to be like 5 or 6, somewhere in there. And Doug said, traded Chase for Barkley. I mean, whatever. You just traded your best wide receiver away. He's your best running back now, but I wouldn't have done that. That's a sidestep, not a step forward. And Big Money Joe said they don't want to see CH to leak the playbook. Heck yeah, we're gonna not let you infect our team. Okay, we're gonna not let you infect our team. We already got rid of Kadarius Toney.
Man, fuck Tony!
We're not gonna let you infect our team, Clyde. We're sorry. Man, could you imagine if they drafted T. Higgins over Clyde? Could you imagine that? Like, man, Clyde was such a bust of a pick. And that's why you don't fucking pick running backs in the first round. So many running back flops in the first round of the NFL draft, not fantasy draft. Mike said your hate for Danny Dumbass so strong that you would take Ridley over Neighbors in a redraft. Disrespect. He could be the next AJ Brown. He could be, but probably not going to be year 1. Like, we're talking, like, it's redraft. It's not dynasty. I have him in a lot of dynasty. I've already made that very, very clear. And I hope that he turns into the next AJ Brown. But it ain't going to be year 1 with Danny Pesos. Like, Danny Pesos sucks. And then if he gets hurt again, like he always does, who do they got? Like Drew Lock, like over there? I mean, come on. Like, and you're not taking into account that like most rookies don't get off to like some crazy start in September. Even Justin Jefferson, one of the best rookie receivers that we've seen, like Puka was different, but it was because Kupp was hurt. I mean, and so like he's learning from Kupp in fucking practice. Like Kupp is like literally putting Puka under his fucking wing. Who's doing that for Neighbors with the Giants? Nobody, because nobody can fucking do that. Like over there. Neighbors or Devonta Smith? I mean, it's Devonta Smith, man, for redraft, for sure. I mean, people can make whatever case they want for Dynasty, but I'd take Devonta Smith for Dynasty. Johnny said Tony can't read, so there's no risk of the playbook leak there.
Man, fuck Tony!
But yeah, Bakes, I think you might just be a little bit too high on Neighbors. I think that's what it might be. Like I even asked someone earlier who took Neighbors in the 6th round. I said, who were the immediately next drafted wide receivers after who you picked up, after you drafted Neighbors? And he said Ridley, Godwin, Deontay Johnson, and Keenan Allen. There you go. My memory is impeccable. There we go. It was those 4 guys. I don't know if Ridley was like literally right next to him, but like he was drafted within 4 wide receivers after he was drafted. So I'm not the only one who values Neighbors and Ridley like close together. And like Ridley's quarterback is dog shit as well. So like that's why we don't like either one of them that much. CH was involved in the fatal self-defense shooting at LSU. What? For real? That sucks. So what was it? You think like because like Ricky Purcell got shot or something? that affected like CEH's PTSD? Huh, I wonder. Well, I guess we'll just find out next time on the next installment of Elevated Sports Talk. And we'll be back in like an hour and a half. We got a Debo draft, so we'll see you live here. A lot of smoking. We'll take some questions and answers, and we'll keep these drafts rocking. We'll see you guys there. Go to 420crew.com. Don't forget, if you guys are not there, what the hell are you doing with your life? 420crew.com. You can join our community for free. You can join as a paid member as well. I would recommend joining as a paid member. There's going to be a lot of cool levels of access that you're going to be able to get being a paid member that you will not get being a free member. So if you want any kind of like fantasy advice, just sign up for the epic $5 a month member, and you'll be on your way. Be on your way. Look at the different stuff that goes higher and higher in that for different levels of access. Appreciate you guys. See you in an hour and a half. Peace out.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the